Namaste, it's Rishi here from meditatewithrishi.com, and in today's video we are going to speak about your attitude in meditation. It probably sounds funny, what do you mean by attitude, right? So attitude simply means what you're feeling when you meditate. What is the lens through which you are approaching the practice? Because the problem is that too many of us, myself included many times, take the practice too seriously. We take meditation too seriously. And as a result of that, we create more turbulence in the mind than we're supposed to. It's the opposite of what we are trying to achieve, which is that peace and tranquility within. So, put it simply, what is the attitude we should approach meditation with, or we should meditate with? And it is an attitude of love, relaxation, and just being completely carefree. Not trying to do something, not trying hard to focus, or trying hard to, be in the moment. Like, there's no trying. It should be effortless. And when or how it can become effortless is when you let go of any attachment to the outcome of reaching your inner silence or quieting your mind. Just let go of the outcome. It's like sleep. You can't try hard to fall asleep. It's not going to happen. You just need the right conditions in place. Be a bit tired, have a comfortable bed, have some peace and quiet, have some dark, and you will fall asleep automatically. So it's the same with meditation. You concentrate on your object of focus, whatever it is, the breath, a mantra, with just total love and surrendering to it, essentially. And the rest will just happen naturally. There's a story I want to tell you about Neem Karoli Baba, who was a really famous saint from India. He was known to be, a big, huge devotee of Lord Hanuman. And if you listen to Krishna Das's music, which you should, by the way, if you haven't, it's amazing. So Krishna Das spent a lot of time with this Baba in India, and there was a time when they were all sitting with him, and they asked him, Babaji, how should we meditate? How should we meditate, right? And Neem Karoli Baba, instead of giving them a technique, what he did was he simply, sat, became completely still, and just closed his eyes. And they were just watching him. And in a minute or two, in a couple of minutes, a tear started just rolling down his cheek. And then he opens his eyes and he says, meditate how Jesus meditated. He lost himself in love. He lost himself in love. So that's the point. The point is to just completely immerse yourself and fall in love with whatever object you're focusing on, whether it's the breath or a mantra or a deity or whatever it may be, your choice, right? But just don't try too hard, and instead just effortlessly, surrender to that object and let the rest happen naturally. So that's the attitude, okay? Now, I want to give you what the opposite of this looks like. So you have an idea. And so if you catch yourself doing this, just stop and instead just let go. Okay, so one thing that often happens is anger. We sit down with this resolution that today I'm gonna meditate. I'm gonna focus on my object and concentrate so well. And the moment we notice that our mind has wandered, we get angry. We get angry, like, why can't I concentrate? But if you think about it, just the fact that you have realized that your mind has wandered, that means that you're aware. That is something to be happy about, not something to be angry about. Okay, so when your mind wanders, expect it to wander. Don't expect that you'll concentrate, without any breaks, right? Expect your mind to wander, and when it does, with love, just bring it back to your object of focus. With love, just bring it back to your object of focus. Okay, and Another one I want to speak about is, people that practice mantra meditation, right? They often make this resolve that today I'm going to sit down and complete 21 rounds of my mala, right? Or recite the mantra these many times. And when they sit, first of all, by the way, it's not a bad thing. Okay, it's a great technique to train the mind to focus on one thing and really develop your concentration. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but what I am saying is when you do this, when you give yourself a very high number, that today I'm going to repeat the mantra these many times, that becomes your focus then. When you sit down, all you're doing is you're thinking about, I want to get to the end, I want to finish, I want to finish, I want to finish. And you recite the mantra so quickly without the love that you should be feeling when you're reciting the mantra, right? So it becomes a transaction with God instead of you actually expressing and feeling the love. So in my experience, right, it's much better to just feel the love and not worry about the number of times you're chanting, but more how much love do you feel when you're doing your practice? How much love do you feel when you're chanting, right? Because ultimately what we are trying to get to at through meditation, what we're trying to get to when we clear through all the mental clutter and really go deep within, what we're going to is ultimately this infinite store of love. That is what we're trying to get to. So focus on that, and meditation will become much easier. It'll become much more fun. You look forward to it. You'll really enjoy it. And the more you focus on this love, effortless, relaxed, carefree feeling, the more you will become like that. And isn't that what you want, right? So that is it. My 2 cents on the attitude in meditation. Thank you for listening, and I hope you found it useful. Namaste.